Once again, good morning, everyone. Welcome you here to celebrate this Blue Mass. It started off, just so all of you know, as Jim Sussick, a devoted member of our parish here, someone who loves Joliet, wanted to have just a morning Mass offered for police officers and firefighters and paramedics in the Joliet area. So we had that Mass being offered today. And it kind of snowballed. More and more people found out. There was an article in the newspaper. So I'm grateful for those who have come here today, especially the firemen, the police officers, and the paramedics. I know for many of you, some are just coming off shift, some are just going on. It's a weekday morning instead of an evening, and we could celebrate this Mass. So I'm grateful for your presence here. This Mass, known as the Blue Mass, and if you don't know it, the church has other Masses. The Red Mass, which is celebrated usually every year at the beginning of October when the Supreme Court goes into session. The Red Mass is for the legal profession. Judges in the old time used to wear scarlet robes. There's white masses offered for doctors and nurses. And there's blue masses offered for those who wear the blue uniform. So we honor the men and women in blue here today in a very special way. And this Mass is very dear to me. Many of you in the parish know that my father was a firefighter in Chicago for 41 years. He entered the Chicago Fire Department in 1949 and retired in 1990 at the age of 63 because they forced him off. You had to retire at that time at 63. He would have remained. My father loved being a firefighter. And my two brothers and I grew up in firehouses. That's long before they had cell phones with pictures. And they could see children staying overnight at the firehouse. The first firehouse that my father served in the Hyde Park area in Woodlawn down in Chicago on the south side. It was the old firehouse with the fire pole. So my brothers and I used to slide down that fire pole 10 to 20 times a day as we stayed there. This firehouse used to have a handball court. My father was one of the top handball players in Chicago at the time. He used to travel with the commissioner, the fire department commissioner Quinn, to be his partner as they played handball throughout the United States with other fire departments. So this Mass is dear to me. My dad passed away about 12 years ago now. So the two candles that burn up before our altar, one are for fallen police officers, and firefighters, and paramedics. The other one is for those who have gone before us, who served so well, whatever city that they lived in. So I honor my dad here today in a special way. I miss him every single day. He was a man of great courage and strength, and most of all, he was a man of great faith. He loved his God, and he loved his church. He gave one of his sons to the church. I could have become a fireman, but God had a little more pull than the fire department did at that time. So we gather here to say thanks to you. We mean that from the depths of our heart. I don't know if we say thanks enough. The only time we hear about firemen or police officers or paramedics often is when something goes wrong. So the newspapers are there, or the reporters, they don't see what you do day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. The work that you do is incredible, folks. We live in a fallen world, a very fragile world. There's a lot of good, but there's a lot of evil that's in the world. And it seems like police officers especially, but also firefighters, paramedics, you often see the bad side in our society. And you are there on the front line representing all of us. So what you do is not a job. It is a vocation. So we recognize your vocation is here today in a very special way. It's a vocation because what you do is what Christ calls us to do. To go out into the world and to care for others and to make the world a better place. That's what it means to have a vocation. And I know that you do that every single day. So the reading from Philippians that Jan Devani read for us is a wonderful one. Whatever is good, whatever is honorable, whatever is pure, whatever is excellent, we recognize that in you here today. And we celebrate you. So we have the opportunity here at St. Joe's to really celebrate Blue Masses throughout the city, especially on the Feast of St. Michael. St. Michael's feast day is September 29th. He's the great archangel in heaven. protecting God and protecting each one of us every single day. So they were probably having a blue mass somewhere here in the diocese on September 29th. But we wanted to do one down here. St. Joe's is a central part of this city for a long, long time. And so it's our opportunity as parishioners here who gather with me this morning and every morning to say thank you, to express our gratitude in a profound way. And I'd like to offer up a special prayer for all the families, for spouses, for children, for parents, for relatives, those people who send you out every day and pray throughout the day that you come home safe. My brothers and sisters and I would gather with my mother every night when my father was at the firehouse, and we would gather together to pray the rosary for his safety. He was a firefighter during a difficult time. He was gone for 2 weeks from home when Martin Luther King was shot and they burned down the west side of Chicago. My father was gone for 2 full weeks, fighting hundreds, if not thousands, of fires during that time. He was down in Chicago when the Democratic Convention took place in 1968, when the hippies and members of the SDS were there, and they were throwing human feces and urine at the police officers and the firefighters. And my father was out there protecting the policemen with fire hoses to drive them back. I sat there as a young child and watched that. I saw those people put in harm's way by hatred and by prejudice, by ideology and by agenda. We have no ideology in the Catholic Church at all. There is no agenda here. I have no agenda, no ideology, except Jesus Christ crucified and risen, who came into the world to set us free, to give us the strength and the courage to become all that God has called us to do. So that's what we do, firefighters, our police officers, our paramedics. So St. Joe's gathers here today in a wonderful way, with great joy. I know I have great joy in my heart to be surrounded by you. We say thanks. Thanks for all you do. Whatever I can do as a priest in this church that I've loved my entire life, I'm always available to all of you. So is this parish. You're welcome to pray with us and to come here anytime you need our support or our help. So at the end of the Mass, I give a blessing to those who are here, and thank you for coming here. It's great that you represented the city, the St. Joe's, and our parishioners. And then we will have the sacramental medallion given to those who are firefighters and paramedics, and then one who is going to be given to police officers. The police officers, one is dedicated to St. Michael. The firefighters to St. Florian, who is the great patron saint of firefighters. My father wore the medal of St. Florian for all his years as a fireman. He gave it to me when I was ordained a priest. So I have that medal next to my bed, and I touch it every night when I go to bed. So we celebrate you here today. We celebrate our faith. And most of all, we celebrate Jesus Christ. Well, I hope all of you know, who serve us and sacrifice so much, that he is with you, and he will protect you. So all you need to do is call upon him. God bless you.